Hello everyone, and now that the DLC Shadow of the Erdtree's been announced, and it's heavily implied that you get through to the DLC via Miquella's hand from the trailer, it's time to finish cleaning up Mohgwyn Palace in this RL13 run. There I was waiting to attack these dogs because of that giant bird who is absolutely going to ruin my day. Now, why am I fighting these dogs? Well, there's an invader called Nameless White Mask, and they disappear and don't invade after you defeat Mohgwyn. And granted, I would only really use it for a meme at this point. I want the white mask for the fashion. And I thought it would be fun to just clear all of the optional invasions in this area for just the showcase of the challenge run. So here I'm standing on the edge of this rock in order to trigger the invasion and have the Nameless White Mask come and fight me up here, so that way I don't accidentally get obliterated by a blood geyser, or more importantly, I don't aggro any of those giant birds that will probably one-shot me and will relentlessly pursue me until the ends of the earth and back again, kill me, stab me, eat me, and then raise me up from the dead and murder me again, because that's just how those birds are. Now, this guy has a lot of bleed buildup. He's using a Blood Misery Cord and uses the Blood Fly spell. So I am pretty much pulling out every mean stop that I can in order to defeat him, because he has an absolutely absurd amount of HP and is really strong. Um, so in my physic, I'm using the Oplane Hard tier, and I think I'm using the Dragon Crest Shield +1 Talisman over Ritual Shield, so that way I have more consistent physical defense. Here I'm using the Poison Ant Spur because Vikes is a little bit too slow against this type of a thing, because the dagger hits and the blood loss buildup would I don't want to risk him attacking in between the Vikes R1s and just causing all sorts of problems. Now here I am running off the platform to alleviate blood loss buildup, because if not, well, there are a few things. One is just the burst damage is really bad, and then second is that the blood loss will pull me out of my attack animations, and that is also really bad. So, or a dodge animation, and potentially allow me to get hit by multiple attacks, which I can't really take. So through the combination of poison, rot, and extended commentary about giant birds, we beat this guy. And now it's time to go see our good friend who made fun of us for being maidenless at the beginning of the game, Vare. Mostly just so we can get his bouquet, because it's very pretty. It's not a very good weapon, but it is a very pretty weapon. So again, we're going to be using Poison Ant Spur. Now, being a mace, Vare's bouquet actually does have a little bit of hyper armor potential. However, the surgeon outfit that Vare is wearing is not going to give him very much poise to start with, so I'm pretty safe to just keep poking him. And also, I'm not using blood loss in any of these fights, or at least either of these two fights, because if Vare or the Nameless White Mask end up bleeding out, they get the attack boost from it, which is very bad for me. And also Vare having Blood Flame Blade and Catch Flame is very, it's a little bit more rough than the Nameless White Mask, and I think he also has like two heals, so it's just yeah, a little bit more of a marathon, where you do have to watch the passive blood loss buildup from Blood Flame Blade. And here I've got the Frost Knight's Twin Blade in order to with Chilling Mist to keep up with the status buildup after I applied the Rot. So really, a lot of these ones is just make sure I don't get hit, keep applying pressure, reapply poison, reapply rot, and let the status ailments do their work. Because as you can see from the continuous damage, that's like 5,000 damage, I think, already, and most of that is from the rotten poison. So, yeah, these fights are marathon, well, it's still technically PvE, but it's against PvP style combat, because these guys have the same poise and hyper armor system as we the players do in PvP. And now thankfully he is out of flasks, but he is not out of blue juice. Yeah, now I'm a little bit taking a breath because Vare and the Nameless Flight Mask were not too bad. But now, like Niall, we're running into another boss that, my goodness, things are starting to get crazy after this, being Mohgwyn. Now, just as a little bit of prep work from the physics, because I'm going to be talking about a lot what I'm doing in the fight, I got the Sacred Tear from Eleonora, so I'm immune to the Blood Curse, so I don't have to do anything super creative to stop that in terms of a fight, but it is still going to be quite hectic. So thankfully, him starting at the other side of the arena gives me plenty of time to set up, which includes summon Oleg, chug my blue juice, get Bestial Vitality to ignore the chip damage, and combination Opaline Hard Tier and the anti-blood curse Crystal Tier. I am completely ignoring the status resistance tier because I have plenty of blood loss alleviating boluses from PvP and just other bosses. So here we go with Blade of Death first to get the initial chip off of his health bar, and then Black Flame Tornado in order to do the largest amount of burst damage possible. I tried Bleed, it was not working. I don't have enough stuff just passively collected for rock pots, so things have been hectic. And as you can see, when he is using the blood curse of me heal, he ends up healing quite a bit of health before going into phase 2. Now phase 2, although not crazy, is demanding at this level because every little piece of blood flame breaks Ritual Shield Talisman, which is more dire than having to pay attention to not get blood loss build up and burst down when you're at high level, because if Ritual Shield Talisman is broken, I am getting one shot. There is no question. So this becomes a lot more stressful when I'm dancing around the fire and when I can actually go forward to engage. So here I'm just spamming Blade of Death a little bit because I wasn't comfortable getting close enough to attempt a Black Flame Tornado. As you can see, all of his melee attacks now throw Bloodfire on the ground, which is very, very bad for me. However, here at the end, Mohg focuses over on Oleg for just enough and that the blood flame disappears, and I can finish things up with a Black Flame Tornado. And now, Miquella is mine, friend or foe in the DLC. We'll find out. But thank you all for joining me, and I hope you enjoy these fights, and I'll see you guys in the DLC. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.